Hello everybody and welcome to StarCraft Underground. Today's match is our first of our round 1 matches and our very first prize pool tournament. That's right, the winner of this tournament receives a $50 prize. And let's get this set up real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, here we go. In our top right, our red Zerg player, here we have River JJ. And bottom left, playing as our blue Protoss, we have red Navane. If you're unfamiliar with StarCraft Underground, we are a community of StarCraft players who love the game and play both Brood War and StarCraft 2. We host tournaments within our community that focus on being time flexible. Players are given an entire week to complete their matchup each round. If you're interested in taking part in one of the tournaments, or you just want to be a part of the community, I encourage you to come join us. Links in the description. Now on to the game. We are playing on Polestar. There we go. This is a 4-player map. Mains in each corner of the map. Natural that expands down a ramp. 2 options for a 3rd or 4th nearby. Go. And it looks like River's sending out an Overlord down here to the bottom right. Navane already down here scouting that with a probe. Not going to find anything. Likely going to head up north, scout out River. Looks like our Zerg player here, River's taking an early expansion to the natural. Meanwhile, we have Protoss drop down a pylon and a forge. There we go. And sends out the drone to explore the north side, left side there. Probe and the drone doing a little pass-by, don't really bother each other. Yeah, this probe's going to see the natural, not going to find anything. He's going to turn around. This probe's doing his job up here. Drone taking a little pot shot at him. Going to try to run him off, but not really much here to stop the probe for now. Spawning pool's down. So I imagine this probe's probably going to hang around until the Lings are able to come out and take care of him. Overlord just lumbering his way about down here. Meanwhile, we have the Nexus coming up at the natural. Protoss player looking to grab his second base here. This drone coming up here and checking things out, not finding anything down here. So, yep, River's going to go ahead and guess correctly. Now that they have checked both other places. Navane down here in the bottom. This probe's still running around here in the base. I'm imagining Lings are going to be coming out. Yep. There they are. Down here in the Protoss base. Looks like we have our gateway. Yes, gateway coming on to finish the wall here. Photon cannon coming in behind for defense. Pretty normal stuff here. And here come the Lings. Likely going to try to take care of this probe. Oh, meanwhile, River and Zerg players go ahead and taking a 3rd base down here. Drone production coming online here. Looks like Protoss getting the cybernetic score down. See if the Lings are going to be able to finish this drone, or this probe, sorry. No, they're not. And actually looks like the probe might come down here and scout this. He does. Look at that. So, Navane able to see the 3rd expansion here by the Zerg player before the drone goes down. Meanwhile, back at the Protoss base, we've got cybernetic score coming down. We also have ground weapons 1 coming up, being researched here. Looks like we have some Lings here and just some scouting positions, probably just to give map vision if I had to guess. We're going to bring this Overlord down, likely, and park it right outside this wall here. Zerg player putting down a Hydralisk den. Looks like we won't see much Ling play this game. Likely going to go into Hydralisk Lurker play. There we go. Yes, looks like River's able just to see the wall there. Can't see much else. Oh, looks Citadel of Adun coming down. Probably a good call here for the Protoss player. Likely going to see Storm coming in at some point. Almost a necessity when you're playing a Zerg player. Hydra speed coming online. 6 Hydras in production right now. River probably going to try to push. Get some early pressure on here. Invade's got a little probe hanging out here. There's another one. Probably busy somewhere else. Yep, there they go. Get to work, drones. Or probes. I always want to call you probes. Drones. Probes, drones. Drones, probes. Same thing. Yep, here come the Hydras. They're going to be making their way across the map. Meanwhile, another hatchery going down here to the natural for the Zerg player. Let's see if he's able to get anything done with these Hydras. Templar Archives coming down. Pylon in the back. River brings a Ling down to kind of scout it out, see if he can find that photon cannon. Does see it. Hydralisk going to be taking some pot shots at the gateway here. Does not look like Navane's going to push out here. Nope, Navane chooses not to. He's going to give the gateway. Throw down another photon cannon. Meanwhile, more Hydras on the way. Hydra's finding the range here. Gonna try to take down this forge. Actually, might be able to deny this weapon upgrade. Yep, Navane sees it. Gonna push out with the Zealots. 1-for-1 trade there. Zealots not doing too bad. More Hydras coming down, though. Meanwhile, we've got 2 more photon cannons in production. Ground weapons do complete, so it's okay to lose the forge. Another Zealot coming out here. Another gateway coming back up. Up to 4 gateways now for the Protoss player. That's good. A lot of Hydras building up here, though. Going to push in. Probably go for a photon cannon. Yes, they do. Take it out pretty quickly. They do get pushed back, though. 4 Hydras coming down the line. Evo chamber coming up back at home. Forge being put back up here for Protoss player. More gateways, so up to 5 gateways now. Gas coming up online at the natural. Another hatchery coming down to the 3rd base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hatch so far. Oh, looks like Lair Tech will be coming online. Yep. That'll be for the Lurkers if I had to guess. Psystorm started for the Protoss. Navane gonna maybe push out with the Zealots? Nope. Backs up, decides not to. We'd rather stay under our photon cannons. Likely gonna wait until the Storm's ready. So we see a push out there. River, though, trying to push the issue, brings the Hydralisk down. Takes out a couple Zealots. More photon cannons coming down for the Protoss player. Tactical moves here by the Overlords. Never know what they're up to. Another photon cannon. Just getting mass Zealots. Oh, there's the Templars. As soon as Storm comes online, likely going to see an advance here from the Zealots. 2 more Templars, robotics facility. So Navane likely knows what's going to happen here. Hydralisk lurker play. Going to need that observer out there to spot the lurkers. Yes, and we do have the lurker in production. There it is. Overlord speed coming online. Upgrade for range attacks for the Hydralisk. Gas at a 3rd hatchery coming down at the 3rd base for River. Likely going to be trying to create some Hydra waves here. Keep this pressure up on the Protoss player. This is getting... These Zealots are getting them quite large, though. How many do we have down here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, here we go. Here comes the push with the Zealots. Backed by the Templars. River going to see the Templars and decide to back up, knowing the Storms are very dangerous. Navane pushing out a couple Zealots. Actually gets a Hydra kill here. May lose this Zealot. Nope. Gonna pull it back. Looking for a surround on maybe on these Hydras. I'm not sure what this drone's doing here. Just hanging out. Protoss players finally relieve the pressure back here at their home base. That's gonna be big. That'll allow them to expand. Just kind of moving out, seeing what's what. One kind of odd thing about this map is the ramps that lead down right here kind of make it hard to safely push out right here. Vision will be blocked by those ramps until you get on top. Probe coming up here, looking to start a third base. Ooh, that was close. River almost spotted that. Does not though. And Navane goes out, throws the Nexus and the pylon down. So third base going to be coming online for the Protoss. Zealots running down the Hydralisks here. Gets a good surround on this group of Hydras. Yeah, one goes down. Oh, this is a disaster for the Hydras here. Were they going to get this? Templar, though? It's going to be close. Does get the Templar. All right. Meanwhile, oh, no. I don't think Ripper sees these lurkers up here. The Zealots are just ripping into these lurkers. Yeah, one goes down, two goes down. Finally sees these, brings them back. That Zealot likely to die. Yeah, there they go, finally. Sneaks the last one away. Just in time. Zerg player over here starting another hatchery. Doesn't have much defense over here. Main army's back here. That is vulnerable hatchery there. I'm not sure Protoss is going to have the army to go scout that just yet. Rather stay here and defend the third while it comes up online. Observer coming out for Protoss. That's going to be big for their lurker play. And that is quite a lot of Templars in the mix here. Yeah, 5 Templars. Hydras hanging back. Group of lurkers here. Ling coming to scout this army. Does see it. So Ripper does know what's coming. Let's see how he responds here. Gonna burrow some lurkers to the north. A couple here to the south. Navane moving the army in. 3 observers here. That should be enough to survive this. Let's see how this engagement goes. Gonna rush the Zealots in. Observer goes down. Storm hits on the top, though. I think that deals more damage to the Zealots than it did Zerg player there. Good Storm right here, though. Nice follow-up. Another one dropping. Good Storms there by Navane. Zealots rushing up. Another one hits the top. Lurker's low. That one's gonna go down. Nope, he just pulls it back. Loses a Templar in the mix. Another good Storm on top of these lurkers. Navane doing a really good job managing this army right here. Lurker's likely going to hold back the Dragoons for now. Oh, the Lings come back on the backside and get a Templar kill. Meanwhile, we have a drone transfer going up here. Ooh, looks like these Lings have seen better days. They're not going to survive much longer. Yeah, Dragoons make quick work of that. Gas coming online here. Missile upgrade, Carapace upgrade, 8 Dragoons being processed, and 8 gateways. So we got a gateway explosion back here with the Protoss player. And I'm not so sure the Zerg player has an army to stop these Dragoons at this point. Let's see what River does. All's not lost just yet. Lurker's trying to keep these Dragoons out, but that is a lot of Dragoons. My goodness. Yeah, they're just hammering down anything coming to them. Lurker's not making much of an impact there. A little too spread out, I think. A little too staggered. Then again, if you clump them up, Storm's going to take them out. Meanwhile, we have a Zealot and a Dragoon over here. Checking out. See what's going on at the other mineral patches. Ling's trying to come in and pounce on the Dragoons, but just too much damage. Not really making much of a difference here. Gotta watch that Templar. Hydras might pick him out. Nope, Dragoons are gonna get him. Zealot's able to take out Hydra over here. Oh no, that might be it. That's all the defense here. More Dragoons moving in here. This Zerg base is going to fall. Hydra's trying to surround the Dragoons here. Just not enough to make a difference. Even more Dragoons coming in here. Yeah, this Zerg base stands no chance. It's definitely going down. And I'm just not seeing enough army here for River to defend this. 10 Hydras coming online, 11, 5 Lurkers. Meanwhile, Protoss expanding again to a 4th base. Melee weapon grade, armor upgrade on the way. More Zealots in production than Dragoon. Zerg just trickling in. This is not going to be enough to stop these Dragoons. Top left Zerg base has fallen. Navane just fully in command of this game now. This looks rough for River. Another storm coming down here. Good storm right there. Yeah, oh, that Hydra and Lurker just barely made it out of there, yeah. Lurker goes down. Weak Hydras. Protoss just hammering away at the Zerg player here. Yeah, there it is. The GG. Navane takes game 1. All right. Well played by both players there. Give me just a moment here. Let's get everything switched up. Next match is going to be taking place on Eclipse. Navane with the 1-0 lead now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map while we wait. Alright, so natural down a ramp. 3rd base, up to the side. And for our Zerg player, so 3rd base not too far away, but looks like the 4th is going to be a little far out there for both players. Navane dropping the early pylon, probably going to be looking for that same wall. Appears as if both players are correctly scouting each other this time. Navane in the red this time, Zerg player blue. Early spawning pool here. Probe is going to see that. Yeah, sees that, immediately knows what's coming, backs up. We'll see what the response is here. If we're going to see a forge or a gateway. Probe doing some shenanigans down here. Looks like we do go ahead and see the forge. That's okay. Probably defense with the photon cannon. Probe trying to deny down here. Deny the Zerg expansion. Doing a pretty good job. Just delay, delay, delay. Much as you can. Probe and drone doing a little dance down here. Let's see how long they can keep this up. No. Navane's still denying it. Probe shield just goes offline. Starting to actually take some damage here. I imagine this probe's not going to be able to keep up its shenanigans much longer. Meanwhile, photon cannon going online. Tries to take a bite of minerals from the drones before it goes down. And there's the hatchery. Good delay there by the Protoss player. Meanwhile, Nexus coming up. Photon cannon. And missing the gateway still, but we'll likely see that soon. Sends out another probe. Zerg player maybe looking to go ahead and grab their third base here. Gonna go ahead and park the drone there. Be ready. Yeah, drone does see the early lings. Or probe, sorry. Probe's gonna come out here and scout. Looks like River does have lings on the ramp though. Gonna probably deny the probe entry to the main. Yes, it does. Probe goes down. So gas coming online. There's our gateway. Just about done. Two hatcheries on the way for the Zerg player. These Ling's going to go ahead and take a look up here. Navane keeps sending probes out. These Ling's going to try to chase them down. Yeah, not going to get much done here against this photon cannon. So, good job by Navane denying this scout. River's just gonna park the Overlord out there just like he did last time. See what he can see. Cybernetic score coming down. Very similar builds these players are going for. Early layer here. May see Mutas coming up. Navane trying to do anything they can do to see what's going on here. Blocks the pathway with the Zealot. Lings aren't going to be able to accomplish much here. Even the 4. Ling speed upgrade online for the Zerg player. Layer tech almost done. Citadel comes down for the Protoss player. With melee weapons. Little probe here, just hanging out. Navane will probably see that probe soon. And this one, yep. Drops another gateway. There goes the probe. Ling's moving in. Takes a shot from the photon cannon. Yeah, I'm not sure River intended to do that. Loses a couple Lings there. Zealot's looking to just block this wall as best they can. Overlord just hanging out up here. Probably waiting to see if Protoss expanded his base or not right here. Drone count continuing to rise for the Zerg player. Yes, and there is the Spire. So we will be seeing some Mutas. Both players' worker counts similar. 25 Protoss, 28 for Zerg player. Zealot upgrade speed on the way. Spire in production. Looks like we have gas going down at the natural for the Zerg player. More Lings on the way. Zealot's being produced. Hydralisk then comes down for the Zerg player. A forward hatchery. Don't see that very often. Templar Archives. Going to be going into Storm again. Essential for Protoss for a Zerg. I'm wondering this time if River's going to throw down some sunken colonies, maybe for some static defense. Yes, there's a creep colony at the 3rd. Another hatchery going down at the 3rd. Zealot's moving out here. River is going to see that with the Overlord. So not going to be a surprise. Ling's likely on hold position here. There they go, attacking finally. Not many Lings here to stop this, but luckily Mutas are out, so this Zealot push will get cleaned up at some point. Yeah, River does see it, pulls the last Muta back. Yeah, there's the sunken. That's what River was missing. Yeah, Zealots get cleaned up here. Navane's going to lose all the Zealots. More Mutas being produced. Ooh, did somehow manage to sneak some Zealots in up the top there. I didn't miss that. They do get cleaned up, though. Not much worker worker damage there. River only dropped to 31 out of 30 to 35 Protoss. In response to the mutas, though, you see a Protoss player throwing down some photon cannons along the mineral lines here. Probably a good idea. Not messing around with those mutas. One done right now. Another one's going to be done very soon. Mutas might not get much work done here. Going to be bringing in an Archon. Likely to run down the mutas. Yeah, Muta's very banged up there. Almost got the photon cannon. Meanwhile, 2 more gateways coming down for the Protoss player. That'll bring him to 5. 5 more Mutas in production with Hydra speed and upgraded missile attacks. Archon's going to just be parked out here guarding the natural. Muta's going to be flying around, scouting, doing their thing. Hydralisk then almost got destroyed there by those zealots. Muta's coming in here, trying to see what they can see. Oh, Archon gets done just on top of them, though. Muta's having a hard time. So good response here by Navane for the Muta play. Muta's not able to find much value right now. Be interested to see if the Zerg player decides to switch off from the Mutas. What the response is here. Archon's going to be parked out here. Going to destroy the gateway. Break out. Muta's flying around. Catch a couple zealots out. Does River see it? Yes, there they go. Muta's going to try to run down these zealots. Zerg player scouting with the overlords. I don't know where these zealots are headed, but they are on a mission. Likely to come down here to take out the Hydralisk Den if they can. Gonna get surrounded by some Lings, though, hiding underneath the overlords and do not make it. Creep colony goes down. Likely to protect the Hydra Den. Get a little more static defense out there for the Zerg player. Meanwhile, Templar online. 2 Archons. A couple Zealots. And the third goes up. For Navane, does the Overlord see it? Overlord does not see it, but here come the Mutas, though. Does not make much of a difference. Yeah, Muta's going to clean up the probe here. Attack the Nexus. Quick response from the Protoss player. Archon's going to be moving in. Let's see how much damage the Archons can do. Run the Mutas off. They're going to try to head back into the natural. They're going to be met with 3 photon cannons. Muta's having a hard time here. They're going to just do what they can here. Try to pick off this photon cannon. Do manage to pick one. Robotics facility coming down. 5 Dragoons in production with Dragoon range. Does look like River's going to be changing into Hydra Lurker. 4 Hydras, 5 Hydras on the way right now. Another Lurker. Oh, good storm there. And here come the Dragoons. They're going to clean up the rest of these Mutas. And I'm going to go on a limb here and say that's likely all the Mutas we're going to see for this game. So, Muta's got a little value, but not much. Not much, really, in the grand scheme of things. Meanwhile, River up here taking his 4th base all the way up the top. Skips the 4th expansion here. Opts to go for the expansion in the very top corner. Good number of Hydralisks move out. Could see a little bit of action in midfield here. Even more Hydras back here outside the natural. River playing a little bit more reserved this game. Last game, River put a lot of pressure on the Protoss player early on and kind of contained them. This time, messing around with the Mutas, not really giving a whole lot of pressure at the front door of the Protoss. Protoss really able to just move out freely however much they want. Lurkers come online here, get hatched out. Protoss moving across the map. Dragoons, Zealots, Archons, Templars. Good mix of an army here. Not sure they know that the Lurkers are online just yet. And I do not see an Observer in this army. No Observer. Gonna hear the spikes. Is Navane gonna back up? Ooh, gonna catch a couple Lurkers out on here. Burrow, drop a storm on them. Does a little damage. Yeah, good storm right there. And gonna back up, likely until we can get some Observers out here. There it is. Yeah, gonna back up wisely. Wait for the Observer to get down here. Good spread of the Lurkers right here for River. Playing much more defensively this time around than last time. Dragoon count not out of control just yet. These Archons, though, doing a bit of work down here. One kill. One kill. I say that, and they each have one kill, but still, a lot of good damage coming out from the Archons. River just slowly moving out with the lurkers. Protoss army moving to the south, probably going to check for expansions. Obviously not going to find any. Protoss, cube, melee weapons, melee weapon upgrade, armor upgrade, 6 Dragoons in the making. Matching that, Zerg player, upgrade level 1 missile, Carapace level 1, being upgraded. 4 Hydras, looks like going into high tech. Interesting, may see some Ultras this play. Not a bad engage here. Hydra's looking to get us around. Big storm right there for Navane. Good number of Hydras coming down to support this. Another storm dropped down on a couple lurkers there in the center. Archon's not doing much work down here at the bottom. There they go. Looking to clean up the lurkers. And 3 observers now. River's able to push this back. Good, so good defense there by River. Gonna have to pull those Hydras back though. There he goes. So not a bad engagement. Both players losing a bit of army. Navane at 127, River 104, 108. Worker count again favoring Navane this time around. Up almost 10 workers. Dragoon down here just picking on the Overlord. Ooh, good. Ooh, Overlord just gets away. That's close. Good spread of map vision right here for River. Really able to see all the way up here. Decides to finally take that 4th up here. A lot of damage coming in from those lurkers. And River able to hold back the Dragoons for now. So, I would call this a soft contain by the Protoss player. Zerg has expanded just on this side of the map, not really leaving their side of the map. Meanwhile, Protoss player taking another base down here. Overlord hiding out. Does not see that. And Protoss player takes another base up here at the top. So almost every mineral patch now filled, all but this one, which is being checked right now by this Dragoon. Yeah, nope, nothing there. Protoss has the high ground here. This is a good engage for the Dragoons. Yeah, Hydralisk backing up, daring him to come down that ramp. Miss Micro's Dragoon here, likely going to die. Yeah. Forces the Dragoons to come down off the ramp. 5 observers there. That's definitely going to be enough to see the lurkers. Looking to bring in some lurkers on the top of this Dragoon army right here. And Vane does not see it just quick enough. Has to bring the Dragoons back. A couple Templars coming in the back here. Likely see some storms coming soon. 2 observers go down in the midst of all that. Oh no. The Templars getting up there in the front lines. Massive storms though for Navane. My goodness. 1 lurker in the back though. Combines the Templars to form another Archon. Wow. Those storms did a number on the Zerg army there. Protoss now have the advantage. Let's see what Navane's going to be able to do with this. Lurker's still picking on reinforcements here in the background. Might spell disaster for these Templars trying to come up. We'll keep an eye on their bars here. Yeah. Drops 2. Only 1 gets through. Meanwhile, the Dragoons start to hammer away at the base here. Sunken goes down. This hatchery is going to go down. Reinforcements on the way. All is not lost yet. Archon's going to probably keep an eye up here on the top. Dragoon's getting hammered by lurkers up here. All the reinforcements getting hammered by the lurkers. Good lurker placement right here to stop those reinforcements coming in. Now if he can only deal with the main army at the front door. Does not look like he's going to be able to do that, though. Yeah, we've got Zealots in here in the main, destroying, killing all the drones. Yeah, main and natural are done for. Let's see if Ripper's going to be able to recover from this. New Hydralisk going down. So not giving up just yet. Lurkers honestly kind of have this army contained back here. Strangely enough, that is a big string of Zealots and Dragoons coming down, though. That Lurker's still over here. Only got 3 kills so far. 2 of those were Templars. But man, he sure is putting on a lot of damage to reinforcements. 4 Observers still in the mix here. Protoss going to leave it up to a couple Zealots down here to destroy the rest of that stuff. Meanwhile, coming up back here, and there's the GG! Navane able to take the win at a 2-0. Going to advance to round 2 of our tournament. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. If so, check out the next one, or join us in StarCraft Underground. Until then, take it easy.